go. It's another edition of Rock Talk right here on CGCM Rock Radio, where we talk rock because that's how we roll. And today, guys, we have got a very special guest. Joining us is Jesper Binzer from the band DAD. Wow, man, this is so cool. I've been a big fan for a very long time. Welcome to Rock
that's
Talk.
sweet. Thank you so much. Sweet of you to say so. So this is a live direct from sunny Copenhagen, and I'm happy to be here.
And, you know, like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. A long time ago, I was dating this girl from Denmark, and she turned me on to all kinds of great Danish music, including DAD, just about the time that No Fuel came out. And that's still one of my favorite albums of all time.
Great. Perfect.
Now, you've got a brand new album coming out. The Speed of Darkness hits the shelves October 4th, right?
Exactly. So we've been working on this album. I'm maybe even since 2022. I mean, this has been a long thing for DAD because I think maybe this is the 12th or the 13th album. I can't really. Don't ask me about year. So we've been doing this a long time, and it's been in the midst of our 40th anniversary year. So this it's been so much stuff going on. Looking back and doing this album was maybe the only thing these couple of years that made us look forward, and that was like a lifesaver for us. So with this album's definitely looking forward.
And now I've been reading some press releases and everything, and it says that this is the most excited you've gotten over an album in a long time. Why is that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was actually talking to a guy the other day, and I had this feeling that, okay, how come I'm saying that the last 2 or 3 DAD albums wasn't this exciting? And maybe this is just because we're in the middle of something where, hey man, this is what we do. This is our life. Great. I'm thankful, and it's let's go to work kind of thing. But this time around, there was some kind of, I knew that from my solo albums, there has to be a real necessity to do stuff. And one of the real necessities this time around was the 40th anniversary, because we were so much involved in the past that we were vomiting. I mean, it was too much. I mean, it's
right.
It was too much. So we were so happy to have this island of freedom where we could concentrate on the future, as I told you. But another one was that the producer, Nick Foss, told us, guys, you are such a dysfunctional band. I've never, ever witnessed anyone still working together, still being so mad at each other. Try to look at this as your last album, please. Let's have what do you really want to put on this album? Come on, guys. So that's been one of those things.
So it was kind of a kick in the ass moment then.
Definitely a kick in the ass. Also, you're setting us free to try not to, to hang on to the already existing stuff. Try to break free.
And you know what? It comes through. I mean, I heard first, second, and third, and I just went, wow, this is awesome stuff. This is taking us back to No Fuel almost in the sound and the vibe.
Yeah.
So how is this album sound wise different than the past albums?
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you so much for asking, because we've been working with a guy called Jacob Hansen, who's a really, really lovely, good engineer. He's made all the Volbeat albums. He made the second to last Arch Enemy album. He's done a lot of metal, a lot of that kind of stuff. And he's got like a studio far, far away out in the woods in Denmark. He's got a drum room. And everybody knows, whoa, this is a great sound, but it's so, you have to, you have to camp out almost to be there. So we went over there, and Lars was going like, whoa, you guys. I mean, this is the more I hit the drums, the more sound comes out, because, in most studios, when you hit them hard, suddenly, the sound deflates in a way. So he was so happy to start off with. And Jacob Hansen was, it's a really state-of-the-art studio. So we were actually, to be quite honest, we were trying to be a little more age appropriate with our sounds. So people our age have glass tables in front of their couches. They have fridges with wine in it. They have like hi-fi and all that quality stuff. So it was, let's forget about how our whole punk attitude. Let's make a really, really great sounding album. Let's not have the attitude in the sound, but in the work, so to speak. And that was the same, that echoes the same thing that Nikolai Foss told us when he started working with us with No Fuel Left for the Pilgrims back in 88, 89. He said, guys, because we were like a country punk band full of jokes, guys, let's take the joke out of the music. You can have it in the lyrics, but let's take the joke out of the music. And this time around, let's take the attitude out of the sound. Let's make a sound that really, really just conveys emotions instead of, oh, doesn't it sound bad in a good way? No, it sounds good in a good way.
Exactly. And part of my research in preparing for this here, I went back and I listened to some of your past albums, and I pulled out Special and I put that on. And one song that I completely forgotten about, because I haven't listened to Special in a long time, was Counting the Cattle. And that hit, and I was in my studio here and I was just busting a gut. I forgot how funny that song is.
Yeah. I mean, that's a typical D&D song for those days. It was like, I don't know, it was a theater. It was like, acting up kind of thing. And the lyrics are perfect. Everything makes sense. It's almost like with a nice bow at the end, almost like a country song itself. It's like, it's perfect. It's just perfect. But it has nothing to do with the punk rock heart of ours, and it has nothing to do with rock and roll. I'm so happy that we did it. I'm so happy that we made Call of the Wild, and that we made that we made Draws a Circle, because it's like we started out with freedom. Hey man, you can do whatever you want, but then we were allowed to do like this. Okay, where do you really want to go? What is music for you? And I mean, music is very, very therapeutic, and it's very important that you have some kind of mirroring of your emotions in music. And you can say a lot of good stuff about Counting the Cattle, but it's not really mirroring your emotions.
No, it isn't. But you just kind of touched on something there. So what do you put on when everything's just kind of coming down on you and you just need to release? What's on Jesper's playlist that just makes you go, ah?
Yes, thank you so much. I could talk up. Okay. Jazz. Ben Webster is very important for me. The trumpet player that sings, I forgot, but that's one thing. That's one part. And then there's a doom metal where you go when they're not trying to be clever, just trying to make a very, very a groove, a dangerous groove.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what happens with me. To be quite honest, I was at a big arena right here next to me out watching Morgan Wallen the other day. And that way that he mixes urban trap and country, those songs where he's really modern, I just love it. So that's what I'm listening to at the moment.
Excellent. Now on that front though, do you have a song that by another artist where you hear it and you went, damn, I wish I wrote that?
Oh shit. Definitely. The guy back in the grunge days, I smell sweet and candy here.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
lounging? That song.
Okay. But what was the defining moment for you when you were a kid growing up and you heard something and went, that's it. I want to be a rock star?
That was the Ramones. Definitely the Ramones.
Oh,
that's been a very, very, and I mean, everybody who saw the Ramones live as we did. Me and Stig went to a lot of the two Ramones concerts where they still were the original lineup in Copenhagen, Denmark. Everybody who went there went and made their own band afterwards. They were so liberating. Ramones was such a liberating, democratic. They were cool. They knew exactly how to communicate, and Joey was such a pop goblin that you could do nothing but just to come and say, yes, please, yes.
And they came out of that scene, that whole New York scene with
Yeah,
CBGBs and coming out with Iggy Pop and all those great
exactly.
70s, early 80s punk bands.
Exactly. And on a side note, that New York in that time is really my Rome, and maybe also your Rome, like the center of civilization for what we
Mm,
are. What we are. That whole gender bender, Lou Reed, New York, wild, poor, artistic place. That's like a mythical place, just as like Rome for a couple of thousand years ago. I think that's a place where, yes,
exactly. I still, for me anyway, I still hear the words Greenwich Village, and that's what I think of.
exactly,
You
exactly.
know, it's the Mecca.
It really is Mecca.
And you've got a live show coming up, sold out show, November 1st in Copenhagen. What can fans expect to see on stage with DAD?
Oh, okay. I'll lift the lid for a secret for you, because we're gonna have the old drummer to play a couple of songs as well.
Ooh, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then we have some local stars visiting, sing some of our songs, and then we have to have a lot of the old songs as well. So it's gonna be a little bit of old, because in the very first part of the new year, we're starting off with Speed of Darkness tour.
Okay, so and you've been playing some shows over in your neck of the woods in Europe over the summer as well. Um, Tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, we started off with a couple of good oldies, and then we went into the new stuff. So we've been playing first, second, and third, and the Ghost for people, and they're really, 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 really. It feels like people are accepting the new stuff. And then we went into a little bit of, okay, we have to play the 40th anniversary. So we played a song called Johnny and a song called Call of the Wild, and three songs from Call of the Wild album. And it was like, people were like, what? We don't care anymore. Hey, but it's very important. It's cultural significance. Come on,
Yep.
guys. And so
Absolutely.
we're actually older than our audience now.
That yeah, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. And you know, it's funny. I work in retail in my day job, and you know, I get talking to some of my employees, and I'll mention bands, and I'll just get the deer in the headlights look, like,
Exactly.
what?
Yeah.
What? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, you
Yeah.
call yourself a rock fan and you don't know these bands?
Oh yes. Don't. You'll come off as an old man. I know this. But what we do over here is use the saying, but there's no audience for that. That's how we, deflate in when we're doing the rehearsal space. Yeah, but what about you? There's no audience for that.
Yeah. So finally, before we wrap this things up, I just like to do a little short interview here. I like to do a little thing called This or That. It's just a series of quick, rapid fire questions, top of the head answers, just a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
first off, CD, cassette, or vinyl?
Vinyl. I just bought a record player, vinyl.
Spicy foods or sugary treats?
Oh, spicy food, definitely.
Iced coffee, iced tea, or iced water?
Oh, give me that iced coffee, please.
Pool, beach, or water park?
Beach.
Video games, board games, or card games?
None of the above.
None of the above. Okay, that's a first. And finally, somewhere down the road, somebody decides to make a movie about DAD. Who's playing you?
Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful, long-legged, slim guy, so they forget about me.
And the way things are going, Hollywood can do that AI nowadays. Just type it in, there it is. Hey, I want to thank you very much for joining us, Jesper. This has been a whole lot of fun. What's your website so fans can connect?
Definitely. Great. Super. So, this is d/a/d.com. So it's D and then the A. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. I'll put it down here somewhere. Yeah,
exactly.
in
Perfect.
post production.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Again, thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Jesper Binzer from the band DAD. It has been an absolute honor. Thank you, my friend.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. See you out there.
Absolutely. And thank you, great people out there, for watching, and we'll catch you again next time.